Okay, so I'm going to try and capture this. I probably won't be able to. So this is my Everlast Pro 164. Here are my current settings that Everlast told me to try, which is 140 Hertz AC with 35% balance. Make sure all of these are ticked the way they are. Turn the down slope to essentially off. I do have a couple seconds of post flow, and I currently have about 59 amps going into it. This is the negative lead. This is the gas. This is the trigger. There is no foot control. This is on the hand control. This is the torch. I have my gas flow set. Pull the trigger real quick. Got my gas flow set. They told me to set it to 35. See if I probably can't capture that. Excuse me, 30 they said. So it's right around 30. Might be a little bit lower. Here is my torch setup. I have a pretty good tip on it. It's a number 6 cup. Not a whole lot of stick out. The only other thing that might be of a concern is my electrical panel. So sadly this is a home job here, but I do have my panel there. It is a 50 amp breaker. I have checked both of the positive poles on here, and each of the positive poles is getting 110 volts, and the negative is of course negative. So everything should be correct. And now I will set this up. You're not going to be able to see a whole lot. You might be able to hear it. What's happening is when I do activate it and pull the trigger, instead of the arc coming down and localizing the heat in this area, it basically is just shooting out and just kind of doing its own thing. Here are a couple of super quick samples that I did. And you can see it's just kind of blasting all over the place. I'm not even sure what the heck this thing is doing. So I'm sure you won't be able to see it on the GoPro here, but I'll try and capture it. So I'm not even going to try a rod, but I'll show you what I get. So, touching, up. So that time it actually sounded better, but as you can see, after all of that noise, this is what happens. So it's really not doing anything. I'll do one more spot. Yes, this has been cleaned. I wiped it down. I wiped it with a Scotch-Brite, cleaned it with acetone. So this should be a nice clean surface. So I'll go one more time just to kind of show what it doesn't do. There you go. And I'm wholeheartedly willing to admit that I don't know what I'm doing, but I had a friend who is a fabricator come by and check things out, and his results were no better than mine. So I assume there's an issue with the machine. However, nobody can seem to diagnose it. Nobody can tell me what's going on. Nobody tells me anything. In fact, I can't even find anybody who's willing to do a repair on it, or anybody who advertises as doing welder repair. So I'm kind of at a loss here. It's very frustrating. I'm sure it would be nice if somebody out there had a little bit of knowledge willing to spread and to help problem solve some of these things, but apparently they don't exist. So I'll send this to Everlast, see what happens.